Okay, good day everybody. This is Gil at Mossy Bait Company, and today we are introducing a brand new lure. And this lure is kind of designed for the guys out on the West Coast that use a lot of anchovies for bait. But this lure will work anywhere. We're going to market it. We're going to be calling it the Second Life Anchovy Lure. Second Life Anchovy Lure. Kind of a unique name, but it's all going to come together for you as this video goes along. Okay, so here's the anchovy lure. That's it right there. Pretty odd looking, very unique. So, okay, kind of looks like a normal swim bait in some ways, but believe me, it's not. So this is the way this works. I'm going to deconstruct the lure for you. I'm going to pull it apart and show you how this works. Okay, so that's the main lure of the body right there. That is a very, very strong, when I say strong, that is an exceptionally strong plastic mesh. Okay, so you're going to be able to use this lure over and over again. It's going to take strike after strike after strike. You know, you're going to be able to use it many, many times. It's very flexible and it's translucent. Translucent. Eyes are on the outside. And it slides right up and down the line just like that. Now, to put the lure together, what you do is you take your line, you double the line over. That's kind of important, double the line over. And the reason you do that, if you're just trying to poke that line through there, it's going to go through the mesh openings. It's going to be hard to get out the end. So double the line over and then push it all the way through, then catch it on the other side, and then put your bullet weight on there. This will take up to a 1/4 ounce bullet weight. You put your bullet weight on there, put it inside the lure, and that goes all the way to the front of the lure, just like that. Then you take your hook, and I'm using a long shank hook. This is a 5/0 long shank hook. I tie it on. Then I put my, I'm using almost a transparent curly tail, but you can use any color you want. I'm just demonstrating it with this transparent curly tail. And basically the lure just pulls together. I mean, once you got it like that, the lure just pulls together like that. Okay, nothing to it. Now, as you cast this lure and pull it in, that's what keeps the lure together. Just the force of casting and pulling the line in, it keeps the lure together. Okay, so we're calling it the anchovy lure. Why? Or we call it a Second Life anchovy lure. So why Second Life? Well, the reason is that we're going to put a dead anchovy inside this lure. That is so cool. So what you're going to have is you're going to have a lure that's filled with anchovy. It's going to swim like a live anchovy, but it's going to smell like an injured live anchovy. And every angler knows, especially over on the West Coast, if you got an injured anchovy in the water, that's going to be the first one that goes. That's going to be the first one that gets snapped up. So I'm going to continue showing you how to put this lure together, how to prep the bait, put it inside the lure, because obviously how in the world you're going to get a dead anchovy inside this lure. So as the video goes on, we're going to show you that. All right, I'm just using my boat here to do this. So you can do this, you know, while you're fishing, while you're in your boat, or what I recommend you do is you prep your anchovies the night before. But okay, so how do we get this inside of that lure? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to cut this thing like we're filleting it. So I'm just going to take that fillet off. And these things are so soft. We all know once you thaw them out, they're almost like butter. You know, it's one of the reasons they're so hard to keep on the hook. We all know this is great bait, but we also all know that it's almost impossible to keep on the hook. So like I said, and once you get the one fillet off, and then I don't use the head because it's hard. I just use the soft body. Okay, so there's the fillets. Now the rib cage is over it. You just basically, it's so soft you can just easily get the ribs out of there. Okay, just easy, easy, easy. Then once I got the ribs out of there, basically all I'm going to do, I'm not going to try to fillet that off because the meat is so soft. All you got to do is do this, and you just basically scrape it off the skin. Means absolutely nothing to it. I mean, just look how easy that just comes off. Just scrapes right off there. Don't get in a big hurry. Just kind of scrape it off. Just like that. Now, some of you are saying, okay, well, why can't I just throw that in a blender? Well, you can. But if you put it in a blender, you're going to have to be careful. You're going to have to be, you can't just turn that blender on and just leave it on, because you're going to liquefy that meat. And you don't want it liquefied. Now, if you're really good with a blender, then yeah, this is going to go a lot quicker. You don't even have to take the skin off. It's just, you just want to hit that blender a few times, you know, to turn this into a paste. I mean, after it thaws out, it's virtually already a paste. That's why you got to be careful in the blender, because you'll just liquefy it. So now I'm kind of going easy with this just to kind of demonstrate it, see how it goes. I mean, once you start doing this, it goes a lot quicker than this. Now remember, you can just prep this all the night before. Get it all set up like this, and you know, put it in the refrigerator. So that's one, and we'll do another one. Like I said, if you want to use a blender, that's fine. Just be careful so you don't liquefy your meat. So this time I think I'm just going to break the backbone right there and just pull it out like that, you know. And everything just comes with it, and then I'll just scrape that meat off. See how easy that is? Just comes off so easy, nothing to it. And man, I'm telling you, it is smelly stuff. Boy, that odor. These things are just full of oil. And that's one of the reasons they're such good bait. I mean, they're just really good bait. So you can imagine, you take our Second Life anchovy lure and you put this on the inside of it. I mean, you know what's going to happen. I mean, you just know what's going to happen. It ain't going to be down there very long. Okay. Like I said, I'm just showing this, doing it this way. There's other ways you can do this. But, you know, I'm just going to kind of mash it up a little bit, just a little bit more, not much. You know, this is where the blender, you know, really makes fast work of this, you know. Now, you can also use, once you get the meat off, you can buy these little manual hand-pull veggie choppers. You've seen them. It's for vegetables, cutting up onions and stuff like that. And you put the produce in there, screw the top on, pull the string, That works. And you can see it's really chopping it up. I usually like mine chopped up pretty good. And you could tell by the string, you know, when the string really weighs, the amount of force it takes to pull it out. When it's not much, then you know it's chopped up really good. That's usually enough right there. That works really well with this too. Okay, and you have a little bit more control over over the consistency of your anchovy meat. Okay, so we got that in that form now. Now you're going to say, okay, well, how are we going to get that inside the lure? Well, we got that solved too, and we sell the bait injectors. It's a 100 millimeter bait injector, and we also have 150. So basically what we do is we take this and we put it inside. Now, once you have it into this form, you know, you may want to add like some anchovy oil in there or something like that. Something to really supercharge it. Once you get into this paste form, you can start working with recipes if you want to. Might want to add something to it. And because this is so oily, you know, it just comes right through. So there you go. So let's go ahead and take the lure now. Now we're going to put the bait in there. So there you go. Once you got your anchovy in there, you just pull the lure back together. And the force of casting it and pulling it in keeps that lure together. It doesn't fall apart. So there you go. Now, that was two, I would say, pretty good sized anchovies. That's how much bait, that's all the bait it took to fill that up. So you've got, just with 2 of those, you probably got 4 baits, maybe 5. So if you do a half a dozen of them or a dozen of them, you're going to have a lot of bait. Okay, so the economy of bait is great on this. Okay, so you're at the end of the day, you know, you're getting ready to go home. You got your box full of striped bass, or you got your limit on halibut, or whatever you may be fishing for. That could be for redfish, speckled trout, flounder. It could be for anything, but we market it as a anchovy lure. Okay, and take a water hose and with a nice strong, you just basically wash the bait out. And there you go. It's all washed out, ready to go for the next fishing trip.